Hey, what's up everyone? It's Emily and welcome back to my channel. As it is almost July, I thought I would go ahead and do my July TBR. I'm reading a lot of good books this month. I wanted to keep it a little bit shorter because I want to make sure I can try and get through everything. And I've been in a bit of a slump, so I'm really not sure how well it's gonna go. But I'm trying to stay positive and I really hope that I can make it through. To try and help me with that, I'm choosing a couple shorter books to just kind of have that satisfaction of finishing something. And I didn't really have a theme or anything that I was going for this month. I just have a lot of books on my shelf that I want to read and that I've been wanting to read, so I kind of just picked some of those. Also, any books that I didn't finish last month that I wanted to finish, I'm gonna try and finish it this month. I know a lot of people have been asking about the puppy that Hugo and I got. She is doing well. We've had a couple of really great days with her. We rescued her from Romania, so she's kind of a bit skittish around people still, and we're just trying to give her space and time to adjust. But overall, she is just the sweetest little pup, and I promise that soon I will show you all what she looks like. She's very sweet. If you want to see pictures of her in my stories, you can check me out on Instagram. My handle for that is down below in the description. So since last month was Pride Month, I kind of chose books that all revolved around LGBT characters. Now it's July and I am just like, I just want to read. I just want to read whatever feels good to me because I'm very much a mood reader. And even though I make these TBR lists, I don't always stick to them. But it does help me to have a goal of which books I want to get through every month, which has been helpful. So I can't really complain. All the books I kind of chose for this month did end up being kind of fantasy based, so I guess you could say that's kind of what's happening this month, but that was not on purpose. So I'm just hoping to read because I love it. Isn't that why we're all here? So the first book I want to talk about that I'm going to read this month is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I've talked about Neil quite a bit on my channel. Hugo has done a review on this book if you want to check it out. His channel will be linked down below. I did a live stream with Jolien a couple days back and we talked a lot about Neil Gaiman and she had asked me if I had read this one yet. And I was like, no, I haven't. I've been kind of putting it off. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I want to change it up and read something a little bit different than what I'd been reading. So I'm going to read Norse Mythology, which are Norse myth retellings, but not in like a different context. They're just the Norse myths, but Neil Gaiman is writing them. I know he takes a few liberties and changes a few things, but overall these are supposed to be pretty much the myth themselves. So I'm really excited for this. I hear that he just writes them in a very digestible way that's easy to understand. I love Norse mythology and I am very excited to read it. The next book I want to talk about is The Gilded Ones. This one I meant to finish last month in June and honestly the mood was just not there for me to finish this one. It is still my goal to finish this before the end of the month. I have been really enjoying it. I think the plot is just a little bit slow right now, so it was kind of hard for me to get into, and I'm just waiting for a good moment to jump back into it and hopefully finish it out. The next book I'm reading this month is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I have started this one as well, so I have really been enjoying it. It's been a nice kind of palate cleanser. It's very different than what I'd been reading last month. It is very short, which is thankfully what I needed. I needed the satisfaction of finishing a book. The way that this book works is there is a cafe in the basement in a, where are we? In a back alley in Tokyo is a small coffee shop, and it is famous for the urban legend that if you sit in a specific chair, you can travel back in time. There are some other rules that apply, but that's kind of the basic gist of it. So we have 5 short stories within it of 5 different people using the chair to go back in time for their own reasons. I've really enjoyed it so far. The stories are all very unique. The characters are quite interesting. And the writing style is also a bit interesting. It kind of feels to me like the movie Amelie, where there's kind of a narrator narrating everything. So it's like, this is Amelie's father, and he likes this, and he dislikes this, this, and this. It's not as much in your face as that one is, but it is kind of like that, where he's like, and she wears a pink shirt. She doesn't notice that other people look at her because blah, 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 blah. Like, it's a very different writing style, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. The stories are all really unique, and I'm really enjoying it so far. The next book I want to talk about is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I am very excited to read this. I've been wanting to read more of Schwab's work ever since I finished The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which was overall a very good book, but I wanted to try something else of V.E. Schwab's to see if maybe I liked it a bit more. This one takes place in a dark manor with a garden, and I think this is going to be all vibes for me. I think this is going to be just a really great setting, and I kind of wish it was Halloween already, so I think this will get me prepared for the fall. I don't really know much about the plot beyond that. I know that she has her mother's journal, and she's being sent like a letter that no one sent her, so they don't know why she's returned to this place. It just sounds like it's going to be pretty dark and interesting, and I'm really excited. The next book I want to read is M is for Magic by Neil Gaiman. Yes, I'm doing 2 Gaimans in 1 month because he writes shorter books and I needed something short. So these are all short stories and I'm just really excited. I've read some of Neil's short stories and they're always like really charming and interesting, and then sometimes they're really dark. Either way, I love Neil's writing style. I've been wanting to read this one, so I'm gonna just read it. It's very short and I think it'll be very satisfying to finish the mini stories within the book. So I think that will help me get through them. Neil loves to talk about embracing the unexpected, so I'm really looking forward to it. I really love it. I love the cover with the cat and the moon. It's just really cute, and yeah, I'm excited. And last but not least, I will be reading The Crooked Little Pieces. This book was sent to me by the author herself. She reached out to me on my email and asked if I would read her book for her, and I really liked the sound of it, so I said yes. And she sent me a copy of her book, and look at this cover, guys. I really, really love this art style. It actually is giving me like more like Neil Gaiman vibes almost. Very like dark, grungy. I love the kind of blurred out people. I really like this cover. So whoever was the artist for this, like, really great job. The author told me that it's a very cinematically written novel. So like a television drama that was put into a book. So I'm very excited to read it. Since I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard of this one, I'm just gonna read the back of the cover for you. Lost are the creatures destined never to be understood. 1926. Professor Josef van der Holt obtains a post at an all-women's college overseas. Stuffy London suddenly becomes the site for the unseemly exploits of his half-Dutch and half-German daughters, Anneliese and Isabel. When tragedy carves out a hollow in their lives, a severed soul sends the sororal? Sorry, I have a really hard time reading out loud. When tragedy carves out a hollow in their lives, a severed soul sends the sororal twins along a jagged path. While Isabel takes flight in sensual hedonism, Anneliese skirts danger in her role as sleuth. Elusive are the sentiments they seek, swift stopovers of fleeting feeling. Lopsided loves and passions scarcely probable veer each away from the predictable. And when the obvious appears unstoppable, the opposite may be achingly true. Spanning the 20th century's 5 most volatile decades, The Crooked Little Pieces is a series about inextricable entanglements. Perverse relationships pervade a glossary of scenes. Plots crisscross over a rich tapestry of twists and tension-fueling characters, some relatable, others opaque, and many crooked. So I thought that sounded interesting and I wanted to give it a shot. So I will definitely let everyone know what I think about this one when I finish it. So that is my TBR for the month of July. Go ahead and let me know what you are reading down below. I would love to hear what's going on with everyone. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and I will see you in the next one.